Well, as promised, we're back with our brand new Subaru Legacies, the front-wheel drive with traction control and the all-wheel drive wagon. Now, we put on about 12,000 kilometers over the past winter, and the purpose of the test is to try and determine which vehicle has the advantage. We're going to look at maintenance results, we're going to look at fuel economy, handling, and probably the most important aspect, at least for Canadians, which one has better control in the snow. And what better place to conduct that test but on the side of a ski mountain in early spring.
Mention four-wheel drive and most people automatically think about the off-road advantage. Seldom do you think about the on-road advantages. The question is, how much of an advantage is all-wheel drive, and does it come at a price that makes it prohibitive? To answer the question, we've been running two Subaru Legacies over the last few months. The theory behind all-wheel drive is to distribute the engine power to the wheels with the greatest amount of traction. In a front-wheel drive vehicle, each of the front wheels distributes 50% of the power. In this example, 30 horsepower going to each wheel. In an all-wheel drive vehicle, the power is divided up amongst all four wheels, meaning that each wheel now only has to distribute 25% of the power, or 15 horsepower. The advantage being that the less work a tyre must do, the better it does it, especially when the traction is at a premium. Both test vehicles are identical from the front bumper to the end plate on the transmission. From there back there is a world of difference. The front-wheel drive Legacy is offered with traction control. Now, this system is designed to tame wheel spin by applying both the brakes and by reducing engine output. The wagon features an active all-wheel drive system. Married to the back end of the transmission is a transfer case that controls the amount of power directed to the rear wheels. At the heart of the system is a multi-plate clutch that is controlled by the transmission computer. Under normal circumstances, the torque split is biased towards the front wheels. When the system detects slippage, it automatically begins to lock up the clutch, which in turn increases the amount of power being sent to the rear wheels. This shuffling of power between the front and rear wheels is a never-ending process which ensures maximum traction all the time. Now, that's the theory. Does it work in practice? To kick things off, we ran both vehicles through our standard skid pad procedures. Both test vehicles came equipped with four-wheel disc brakes, complete with a 4-sensor 4-channel anti-lock system. Now, while the ABS functions slightly differently between the two vehicles, the brake tests resulted in a draw, with each vehicle requiring an average of 116 feet to come to rest from 80k. In the acceleration test, the front-wheel drive sedan had a slight advantage, with the initial pull being stronger than that experienced in the wagon. That said, the actual times to reach 100 kilometers an hour ran around 10.5 seconds for the sedan and just over 11 seconds for the all-wheel drive wagon. In the pylon test, we again ended up with a tie, with each vehicle managing to traverse the course in the same time with a maximum speed that was within 2 kilometers an hour of each other. The interesting part here is that the action of the all-wheel drive system remained unobtrusive and did not affect the feel of the vehicle. With the skid pads finished, it was time to see how effective all-wheel drive is in inclement conditions. At this point, I'll let the pictures do the talking. I, for one, did not expect such a big difference in ability when the going gets tough. The all-wheel drive wagon walked away from the front-wheel drive vehicle despite the traction control. It's not that the front-wheel drive Legacy is bad, rather it is the ability of the all-wheel drive system to make the best of a bad situation. In real-world conditions, the all-wheel drive system works equally effectively. In wet, slippery conditions, the all-wheel drive vehicle displays less understeer, was more predictable, and in extreme maneuvers it retains a very high degree of composure. It's safe to say that one day all-wheel drive will become as popular as anti-lock brakes, because it certainly offers as much in terms of safety and security. You will notice that there is no cost differential between the two vehicles.